What's up, guys? I wanted to jump on here real quick, bring you a short little video, maybe a couple minutes long, about the new 450. It's not focusing, maybe. Oh, there it goes. Now I'm out of focus. That's probably just my phone being the way that it is, but check this thing out, man. I'm gonna run through, give you guys a rundown on what all I have done to this bike, the way the bike came, the stuff we changed on it. It's a Bees Moto Lab Rockstar 2023 Rockstar Edition Husky 450. I've changed a bunch of stuff on it. It turned out really, really good. It's probably the best bike I've ever owned. The suspension's phenomenal. I mean, I'll break it all down once I kind of get going through it, and just follow along, check out this bike. Do a quick walk around here of this thing. So I just did a plastic change out on it. We just went to the all black. What's up, Doug? And it turned out super, super cool. I'm a big fan of it. I've done a couple black bikes back in the day, but this one, man, it turned out awesome. Sarah Ball at Bike Graphics, the whole crew over at Bike Graphics got us dialed in, and this thing is pretty sweet if you ask me. So, like I said, it's got a brand new Bike Graphics kit on it, brand new plastic kit. So this bike is a Bees Moto FC450 Rockstar Edition. We went through and we did some cool stuff to it. For one, we went through and put the Cairoli Special Edition forks on it, the one-off TC222 forks kit, the cone valve kit on it. This stuff is phenomenal. So what we did on the forks is actually forks and shock both, is all we did was change the spring rate on it. We didn't adjust any valving. We wanted to test it and see what it was like right out of the box. Same thing with the shock. I mean, look how badass that thing looks. All the way down here, you got the cool parts down here on the linkage, the all black custom kit, the forks black all the way down. They got the red ring on them all the way down into the sweet billet bottoms. They got the covers on them underneath, which I thought was really, really cool. So you don't get mud and all kinds of stuff up in there, but you do have to take it off when you adjust it. But we put the cone valve kit in it, and the other shock, the A-kit shock. I'll tell you what, man, this settings on this thing right out of the box were phenomenal. We had to slow the shock down a little bit, but like I said, we didn't change any valving. All we did was change spring rate for my weight and get it set up for me, which is a huge, huge difference. So once we did that, then I went and rode it. I've been riding it like this. I think we're at, what are we at here? I'll do a quick flash of it. We are at 10 hours, 10.1 hours. And man, this thing, even Doug's stoked about it. This thing's phenomenal with this fork and shock kit on it. So we did that. On the Huskies, I went to a different handlebar. I actually went to this ODI CR high bend. So on the Huskies, I did a complete bar change. I went to an ODI bar set, the Podium crossbar kit. Man, ODI bars, I've been really impressed with them. The fit, the function's been really, really good. But I changed bar bends from the stock bend. So for me, maybe coming from a different bike brand or whatever it is, when riding this bike, the way the Husky chassis is, it is different than the KTM. It feels different. I wanted more room with my legs between here, between the bars and the shroud when I'm cornering. And so I went to a little bit taller bar to get the height that I wanted. It has a little bit more sweep than I technically really wanted, but I got the height that I wanted and I've just gotten used to it. So I really, really like that. So I changed the bars out, went to a different set of grips on it. And so that was a big adjustment. We've got the gut seat on it. This is actually the one that comes on it, on the Rockstar Edition. It's phenomenal. It works really, really good. I would have put a gut seat on it regardless, even if the other one I had was the stock 450 and I swapped it out to a guts one. As you can see, it comes with the FMF exhaust on it, full system, which is not typically how the Rockstars come, but this one has the full tie header on it. Then we also have the Recluse, which does come on it from the factory edition, which is, I mean, makes it look super awesome. On one of the other bikes, I actually broke the gas cap, the plastic one, and so we ended up getting like a billet one. And I swapped it over to this bike. It just looks trick, looks super cool, and I don't have to worry about breaking it, which is a funky thing I've never done before. And so with the new plastic kit, the forks, the shock, the header on the full system, so I have the full system now. The Rockstar Edition comes with the skid plate on it. It also comes with the super trick front rotor guard. I usually take them off of my bikes, but this one is just way too cool to take off. And I mean, you can see kind of that carbon fiber look, looks really cool. We went ahead and switched to the vented number plate so I can get as much power out of it as possible. And then we get right back here. So as you can see, that sprocket probably needs to be black to kind of tie the whole thing together, right? Well, I wanted to change some gearing and test some gearing out on it, so I went with what I could get. I actually went up from the stock gearing, went up one tooth on the rear, which put me at a 52 on the rear. And man, it made a big, big difference. I can run taller gear. It pulls a little bit harder out of the corners the way I want it. Makes a big difference. And so now that I've got that kind of dialed in with what I want it to be like, I'll probably get a black one just so it ties the whole bike together and looks cool. But that was one of the gearing changes that I made. Made a big difference for me. I wanted a little bit more oomph off the bottom, coming in and out of the corners. Still running the Dunlops on it. These are the stock tires that came with the bike. That rear's not quite ready to be replaced yet, and the front's still in good shape. So we didn't change those out yet. But man, this bike is really, really cool. I'm super stoked on how it turned out. The black, everything tied it together. Man, Sarah put this kit together for us and she nailed it, man. She knocked it out of the park. So super stoked on that. The oversized innovative logo with the bees logo really pops, really stands out on it. So man, I actually sent a picture of it to Brandon. He says it reminds him of the old Buku energy drink race team back in the arena cross days. Some of you guys that follow me probably aren't even old enough to know what that is or what that means. But man, it kind of does give it that kind of a look, but turned out really good. Super stoked on how it looks. Really impressed with it. I've done a couple inside changes, internally to it, which as you can see, I probably need to pull this sticker off because that is not what's in it. I have switched and I am running Redline engine oil and I'm running Redline Super Cool inside of it. And man, I tell you what, I've switched to their stuff earlier this year when they jumped on board with our program, and it turned out that it makes a big difference. It's a noticeable difference in your bike, and there's not a lot of times where I've done just fluid changes and noticed that big of a change and that big of a difference on it. So super cool to actually have those guys on board with our program and to have such a product that works so good. One thing that you'll see is missing is I have a ring and I don't have a button. I can't find my drill bits in order to do that. Your specific hole shot drill bit, I can't find it. Don't know where I put it. It's probably, who knows, Cruz probably picked it up and walked off with it. But Brandon and those guys are gonna throw one on for me this weekend when I get to the track. So I'll just have to swap it off my other fork guard. But man, here it is, all black, different bars, forks and shock turned out. I mean, they just work so good. If you haven't rode with a set of cone valves or the A-kit shock, come find me. You can ride this thing. It's here for you to demo and try out. So let's get you on this thing. I mean, it'll be probably one of the trickiest bikes you've ever rode because it's one of the trickiest bikes I've ever rode. So you definitely want to check this thing out. Anytime you see me at the track, come find me, sign the paperwork, take it for a couple of laps, feel it out. And you can actually buy this exact one if you want. So if you want to buy it, shoot me a DM, hit me in the comments, whatever it is. You can own this bike. Oh, like I said, you can buy this bike, you can own it. Bees Moto Lab, You can even finance it if you want. It is available. Let me get that thing in focus a little bit. Boom, there it is. Bike is super trick, super good. Come find me at the track. You can test ride it. But thanks for watching our video. Check it out, like and subscribe, and we'll bring you some more soon.